Oh, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Whole lot of black on black, huh? Whole lot of black on black, y'all. I'm, I, I'm not even seeing black on black much in the real streets anymore. Are y'all seeing? Are y'all seeing much of it in the streets anymore? 'Cause YouTube, yeah, it's terrible. It's really, really bad. I'm I'm almost predicting that somebody's gonna have to step up at some point in time and like shut the whole YouTube down. Was this all set up in your system out there with these big people to design this stuff for the type of stuff that we see? I don't know. What's going on, everybody in the chat? I'm glad y'all here to chit chat with me. Only because I'm not sleepy. I'm not sleepy. Not yet. And so I said, I'm gonna come on here and kick it with the girls for a little while. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. I gotta do something while we on here. Just give me a second. Give me 1 second. I forgot I gotta fill this paper out, and it's gonna take me a second to do so while I'm talking to y'all. But I'm scared to ask y'all if y'all still enjoying YouTube. How many of y'all still enjoy YouTube? Or should I say, how many of y'all, is able to disappear and go where there's some positive stuff? This shit ain't positive, y'all. This shit ain't positive at all. I'm like, okay, from this side of the community over to the other side of the community. It's sad to say, you gotta go to the white people pages. You gotta go over there. They ain't doing this shit here, y'all. They are not doing this shit. That whole we shall overcome stuff, that's gone out the window. That's not gonna happen. You don't check in the sector, no, not that much. Girl, listen, I'm over here like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Give me 1 second. I gotta log in over here to this thing. Yep. I gotta fill this out right quick, y'all, before it slipped my mind. I'm glad that I remembered. Let me log in. Come on, you can do it. That's not it. What end game? There ain't no end game. The only end game that's gonna need to happen is YouTube gonna have to go and shut it down. They're gonna have to shut it down, girl. Like, oh my God, this is insane. This is crazy. Really, really crazy. I I anticipated, the laughter, like how I do over here, and I anticipated that. I didn't really anticipate all of this. I don't know, like the threats, and it's a whole lot. I didn't anticipate. What's going on, beautiful mods? What's going on, ladies? Let me put this. I'm putting the link in the chat and the phone lines because I need something to help me kick off a conversation tonight. I'm kind of a little bit lost in words. So I'm gonna go down through the I gotta read to y'all a little bit like what's on. It's like a lot of, oh my God, stop doing it. It's a lot of stuff on, right? And I'm like, oh, ouch, Odie, ouch, ouch, ouch. I'm gonna leave that link and I'm gonna put this at the top. I'm gonna pin this. There's somebody wants to come up. This little thing right here that has the hearts, the smiley face, the 100, it is really in the way. I don't even know if you can move it. You can't move it, but that shit is in the way. I don't know who idea that was to put that shit right there. I don't even know. What's going on? You digging me? You digging me? I know you got some laughter. I know you got some laughter. 79722. I gotta get this pay period on here, y'all. Then I'm gonna tune in. Just 1 second. Okay, so this is 89, right? 89, 85. So okay. You've been a mod on TikTok. Who you mod for over there? I wish my boy Ill come in. You know, he did a live today. I like talking to Ill, talking about how his experience was on probation. I like to talk to him. 8, 9, 10, 12. Friday, 8. 1 second, y'all. Almost. Let me get this right quick. 8, shit. This has to be done like every Wednesday, and I don't want to forget it. Something for my daughter. Um, mm, 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 okay. Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay. Come on, y'all gotta talk to me. What's going on? It's a hot damn mess. I just tuned in. Something that's happened to Kwame Brown's channel. All that back and forth over there. Looks like the people didn't hit his channel, you know, something that you got the Tory Lanez commentary going on out here about the amount of time that he received. You got 11. And I have a story that I want to read to y'all that was just so shocked. It was devastating, very, very devastating. It's like, wow. I'm gonna read that to y'all. Okay. Okay, y'all. Hold on. Now what is it saying? Starts at in 10, 4, 7, 28. And oh, I'm doing it too fast. So let me add it. Did I get that wrong? 11. Oh, okay. I see it. It's 12, 8. I think I got it. All right, I got it. It's right. Okay, done with that. So let me look at this, y'all. Let me look at this. Let me Y'all got to hear about this one story over in Georgia, right? It's a little devastating. It's like, ow, I've never ever came across a story like this. This happened over in the Georgia hospital. Did y'all hear about that? A baby decapacitated during birth. Lawsuit has been filed. Now, what I don't read in this article is nothing about any charges at all. There's no charges. So after I'm done reading this article, y'all let me know if y'all think that there should be any charges in here. And there's a paragraph that I'm going to get to where you're going to hear whoever is the journalist on here. Okay, this was published by August 9th, 2023 at 2:51 p.m. Central Standard Time, right? By a Hope Dean, coming out of Atlanta News First. Did you see it, Harlem? It says that a lawsuit filed Wednesday in an Atlanta area court claims health professionals. You think that there should be charges, but none is mentioned yet. So be interesting to know, because if it is, then what are they going to charge? Everybody, the doctor, then who are they going to charge? Who are they going to charge? I'm just reading that it was a lawsuit that would be filed, right? It's going to be probably out of court settlement, non-disclosure amount, right? The negligence, it says that court claims health professionals incorrectly delivered a baby, resulting in a decapitation, then tried to cover it up. I had I had two issues with this story, y'all. According to it says the negligence and fraud suit filed in Clayton County, Georgia, names several defendants, including Southern Region Medical Center, a doctor, several nurses, and the medical group at large, according to a statement from the law firm Edmund and Lindsay LLP, right? According to the complaint, 20-year-old Jessica Ross was giving birth July 9th when the baby's shoulders got stuck in the vagina canal. A doctor allegedly performed a cesarean section too late and applied excessive tension on the baby's head, causing it to detach from the body. Detaching from the body, y'all. The lawsuit alleges, says that the law firm also said that the doctor did not immediately tell the mother and the father, Travion Isaiah Taylor, what happened. Instead, the hospital staff allegedly refused to let the couple hold the baby after death. They showed the parents that the baby wrapped tightly in a blanket with the head propped on top. No, propped on top, the statement said. Additionally, that's one of my problems right there, Harlem. I got a problem with that right there. Additionally, the couple claims they were pressured in the lawsuit that they were pressured by staff to cremate the remains. They were told an autopsy wasn't warranted. The couple reportedly didn't learn about the decapitation until 4 days later, y'all, after delivery. So this caused immediate, profound emotional and mental anguish for the plaintiffs. Emotional and mental anguish that they continue to experience and most probably will experience for the rest of their lives, the complaint says. The complaint asks for compensatory and punitive damages of more than $10,000. Why is that number so low, Harlem? Why is that number that low? A representative from Southern Region Medical Center said that they are unable to discuss the treatment of specific patients due to health privacy laws, according to a statement from the hospital system. Our heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with the family and all those impacted by this tragic event. Our prayers also remain with the dedicated team of physicians, nurses, and staff at Southern Region Medical Center who cared for this patient. Our commitment is to provide compassionate, quality care to every single patient, and this loss is heartbreaking, the statement said. Why was the compensatory punitive damages so low, Harlem? That's low. Okay, so in the other paragraph where I mentioned about how they propped on top, they wrapped the baby up really, really tight in a blanket and the head propped on top. Now, here's my question to the chat. How they slow that blood down that fast? How did they slow the bleeding down so fast to prop the head up on the blanket? Hey, Sandra, on like and peep it over because she allegedly had a cesarean, right? Peep it over the shield, the shield that they cover you up with, right? What was all his blood? It still should have been bleeding everywhere. Like the story got me confused, y'all. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, what did they do? Just cleaned off the head and popped it over, no crying or nothing, and then just whisk away out. They just took it out the room right away. Where was the dad? The dad don't see all of this major blood scene. The blood would have been all on the floor, y'all, everywhere. Come on, Harlem, you got to talk to me on this one. The doctor needs a lot of testing, drugs, alcohol, mental, he was performing a cesarean at the last minute, right? But then it states that the head was already caught in the vagina canal. So if the head is caught in the canal and he goes to say, oh, we got to do a cesarean, right? Because it's stuck. Now it's pulling it, out from the feet, from the midsection of the baby. And then the head just fell on off through the vagina. Reba, it ain't, girl. But see, this is why, they have the insurance, right? And this is why so many people have been named in this because they gonna have to stack insurance to get this paid out. Here's what throws me because, I guess they send, regards out to the whole staffing and the nurses, the medical center, the doctor. That was just the name, as they say, several defendants. But baby, the head had to pop out like in the nurse's hand. So as he preparing to suture up. Normally they do, like right after the cesarean, right? I'm not sure. I can't be sure because I never had one. But don't they kind of clean you up, then here you suture up? How did, girl, when, oh, this story here, honey. But in Reba, you know the crazy thing about it, because we could sit here and say we'll own that hospital, and it just doesn't work that way. You know, there's a cap to like a lot of stuff that you can possibly sue on. Even though that something like this tragically had happened, they may not be able to be awarded no more than the max of probably like 500,000. There's a cap to everything, honey. They're not going to allow a statue of something like this or any other kind of situation to tap out a company. They ain't gonna do it. They don't let you do it. A company's never going to go bankrupt or something. Hey, lady, nope, nope. All that insurance that we be paying out here, you know, all that stuff get divided up into like a piece of pie. So some goes over here, some goes over here. So we as the citizens who, you know, pay taxes and things like that, the money gets circulated into petty, I'm gonna call it petty pots, you know, so that's when something like this happens. They don't take care of that on their own. We all have to take care of situations like this to be paid out. We do. We all do. You know, when we see, you know, as the people show up to the hospitals with no insurance and stuff, yeah, we help cover that. When we see, well, we know we help take care of prisoners, you know, so yeah, 20 years old, and I can imagine that this family here, who having a very difficult time recovering from this. So my prayers goes out, you know, my prayers goes out. But baby, I cannot even imagine bouncing back from something like this. You know, you immediately start to hate, you know, you hate the hospital. You hate this person, you hate that person, this right here was clearly a tragical mistake, you know. This was horrifying, but I don't know, Harlem. I just can't understand why that there's a measly compensation starting at a low ball of $10,000. I'm like, what? What? Let's listen to the video. Let's see if it'll play. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn this up. Let me let y'all hear the live of it. Hold on, the news part of it.
The managing partner, Lindsay, it saddens us that we're here today, but we're here. We're here because this young couple, Jessica Ross and Travion Taylor, their son was decapitated during a botched attempt at delivery at Southern Regional Medical Center in Riverdale, Georgia. In my experience, my 12 years experience practicing medicine and 20 years basically doing law, this is one of the most sad, egregious, and horrific situations that I've ever seen. We're here to announce the filing of a lawsuit against Dr. Tracy St. Julian for medical practice, premier women's OBGYN, nurses, and other healthcare providers at Southern Regional Medical Center and Southern Regional Medical Center itself due to these horrific circumstances. Before we get started, let me just introduce the people who are here. First of all, we have Jessica Ross. She's the mother of the decedent baby, baby Travion Isaiah Taylor Jr. This is Mr. Taylor. He's a senior. We have the lawyer that represents him who basically engaged our firm to move this case. This is attorney Corey Lynch. We've got my law partner, attorney Keith Lindsay. We've got law associate here, attorney nurse practitioner Wanda Gann. And then we have law. She just finished law school, but she's studying for the bar. This is Clark Edmond. We also have Sho Watson in the back here. He's a senior associate or senior partner or counsel with our firm. Let me just cut straight to the chase and talk about the case itself. The case that we have filed is a wrongful
Hey,
death
Ms.
case
Brown.
on behalf of baby Travion Isaiah Taylor Jr. It's a medical malpractice case, but it also has another twist to it, which unfortunately happened. We have alleged fraud and intentional infliction of emotional distress due to misrepresentation by people who are involved in Ms. Ross's healthcare. More specifically, in terms of the fraud which exposes these parties to punitive damages in Georgia, we have the failure of Dr. St. Julian to immediately inform this couple about the decapitation once she spoke with them after the procedure. We also have misrepresentation and fraud on the part of other healthcare providers there at Southern Regional who lied to this couple and told them that their situation did not warrant a
I
free
don't know why
autopsy paid for
my
by the state. Just the opposite.
emoji
For sure.
talks while
Autopsy
this is
paid for
talking.
by
That's
the
so
state
weird that it's
or the
like that.
county. They also tried to encourage this couple to get the baby cremated before.
Oh,
the
it's
autopsy was
okay,
done. So
Miss
it was
Brown. I hope you
attempt
feel
to make sure
better.
evidence.
Hey, prayer.
I'm just going to go more into detail about that. This case shines a much brighter light on an issue that is endemic to our society. Here in
I
America.
know, right,
Disparities,
Korea?
in terms of maternal infant deaths and injuries in young Black mothers in America. There's a 2021 Blue Cross Blue Shield study that dealt with racial disparities in maternal health. In that study, they determined after deep scientific research that in majority Black communities, these women have a 63% higher incident of having damage to themselves or their babies. These numbers are similar in the Hispanic community. And then when you take this high
Hey,
number,
Juicy Juice.
the numbers are even higher amongst young people between the ages of 15 and 24. As you can see, Ms. Ross is both young and Black. So I'm going to turn this over to Attorney Corey Lynch. She's going to let you know more about our clients here. Attorney Lynch.
Good morning. This case is, and this family is dear to my heart. They are from the same place that I am from. They both grew up down in Riverdale, in the North Clayton High School area, and they both attended North Clayton High School. And so that's home for me. It's where I grew up, and they hold a special place in my heart. And it's unfortunate that the healthcare providers at Southern Regional Hospital, after this horrific incident, told them these things and tried to hide what actually happened. And they also—
How could you try to hide something like this? How?
Authorities of Clayton County or the Clayton County Medical Examiner. This report was made by a funeral home, and after the funeral home waved the flag and alerted the authorities regarding this, it wasn't until then when Dr. St. Julian told the family what actually happened. Up to that point, they had encouraged the family to, hey, just have a cremation done.
Wow.
Do a autopsy. Well, if you want an autopsy, you have to get it paid for you by yourself. You're not entitled to that. They did everything in their power to try to not let the family know what actually happened on that date.
Whoa.
And it's unfortunate. And there is a current investigation going on with Clayton County Police Department and the Medical Examiner's Office, as well as the GBI, into the failure to report the death that happened and this incident. And because of this fraud, this misrepresentation, the family is seeking punitive damages against Southern Regional Medical Center, Dr. St. Julian, and other parties who are also.
Attorney Lynch is going to tell you a little bit more about our clients also.
All right, Jessica and Travion met at North Clayton High School, and that's where their love story begins. They've been together for a little while, and they were so excited about the birth of their first child, and they went to premiere for care because they were close by, they were in the neighborhood, and because there were women doctors there, and they thought that they would get the best care there. But unfortunately, their dreams and hopes turned into a nightmare that was covered up by Southern Regional Medical Center. And that's why we're here today.
Thank you very much. Let me just tell you very briefly, let me just tell you all about what happened. Okay. On July the 9th, 2023, just a few weeks ago, Jessica and Travion, they were excited. She was 37 weeks pregnant at that time, and they were really.
I'm gonna see if I could pull this up. Give me a second. I want y'all to see this family.
About 10 o'clock in the morning on the 9th. Appropriately, she went over to labor and delivery over to Southern Regional. They admitted her and put her on an IV, and gave her some medicine to basically progress the delivery. She labored for about 10 hours, and then probably around 10, strike that about 8:40 in the evening, she was fully dilated and told her to start pushing. Well, during the course of the pushing, the baby stopped descending. There's something called a shoulder dystocia, fancy word for saying that the baby's shoulders could not fit through the pelvic girdle. It got stuck by the bone there in the pelvic girdle. That was recognized, and what wound up happening after that is just brutal. Dr. St. Julian came in, and she, in the process of trying to deliver this baby, pulled on the baby's head and neck so hard and manipulated them so hard that the bones in the baby's skull, face, and neck were broken. When Dr. St. Julian finally took Miss Ross to the operating room for a C-section, cesarean section, where they cut the belly and deliver the baby through the abdomen, when the womb was open, the feet came out, the body came out, and there was no head. The head was stuck in the vagina, and the head.
She's a woman.
Was delivered vaginally. The baby had been decapitated. Dr. St. Julian was grossly negligent for applying ridiculously excessive force on the baby's head and neck. Dr. St. Julian and the nurses at Southern Regional Medical Center, they were grossly negligent for not getting the help of the on-site in-hospital OB in a timely manner. They have a hospitalist obstetrician who's there on site.
Okay, I got it.
When doctors have problems with delivery, the first thing you do is call them and you get help. You get another perspective, another angle. This was not done in a timely manner, negligently. And then also the nurses at Southern Regional Medical Center were grossly negligent for failing to advocate and insist in other capacities that.
Hold on 1 second. I want to get to timer 9. I'm gonna start it right there. Can y'all see it? So y'all can see it. Put a 1 in the chat if it's up. Is it up, y'all? Let me see. Yeah, it's up. Okay. I'm gonna play it for y'all.
The force on the baby's head and neck. Dr. St. Julian and the nurses at Southern Regional Medical Center, they were grossly negligent for not getting the help of the on-site in-hospital OB in a timely manner. They have a hospitalist obstetrician who's there on site. And when doctors have problems with delivery, the first thing you do is call them and you get help. You get another perspective, another angle. This was not done in a timely manner, negligently. And then also the nurses at Southern Regional Medical Center were grossly negligent for failing to advocate and insist in other capacities that Ms. Ross got a C-section quicker, sooner, in a more timely manner. So those are the allegations that we claim in this suit. We just filed it. We're going to be very, very aggressive with the discovery. We're going to put all of these people who were in the room under oath and find out what they have to say specifically about what happened that tragic, tragic evening.
That is the essence of
never
our
heard nothing
suit.
like
That's the
this
essence of the
happen
press
in my-
conference, and we're going to open things up for open things up for questioning right now.
Have you spoken with the hospital? I mean, why do you think they tried to cover this up?
Yeah, we cannot speculate about what the motivations were for the lack of candor, the lack of disclosure, the misrepresentation,
Happy
and the fraud.
birthday to your
We will
oldest
find
son,
out because we're going to
Rita.
put everybody under oath, and they're going to swear, and they're going to tell us what they were thinking. We don't know.
How long did it take Jessica and Trayvon to learn what happened to their child?
Attorney Lynch, if you would. Just dealing with the fraud and cover-up.
The family went in on the 9th for the delivery of the child. They were not notified of what actually happened until the 13th, a few days later.
So they went 4 days without
that was
seeing
from
a
the
child when
funeral
you
home.
know that normally,
Can
you know,
also
the
speak to
baby
the
is
fact that they were
brought
allowed to
right
hold
in the room
Yes, they were
with
not
you after
allowed to
what,
hold their
the 12
child.
hours? They
The
clean them
hospital
up, wait for you to
basically
sleep.
said, hey, well, we can't let you hold the child.
Baby,
We can,
I'd got
you
up
know,
out
and
that bed. How
my
many of y'all
understanding
have
is
been
that
up
they
out that bed?
at one time did not
Like,
want them to see the child.
where
But what they did, the
is the
hospital wrapped the
baby?
child
Where's the
up
baby?
very tightly so that
The
they could
husband
not
or the
see what
boyfriend,
actually happened.
Isaiah, he
And
should have
they were able to
he
see the
should have been
child behind the
down at the
glass.
nursery.
Let me
What's
be more
going
specific.
on?
In an attempt to basically misrepresent and miscommunicate to the
6
family,
hours later.
when they
What's
wrapped this
going
baby up
on?
tightly, they propped the baby's
I
head
haven't seen him
up
since we
on
left.
top of
And you
the
know,
blanket
when you
to make
start
it
hearing
appear as
so
though the
many
head was actually
excuses,
attached when it
that's
wasn't.
a red flag.
So they actually saw the baby on the day of the delivery?
The day that morning, well, the day of the delivery, it's my understanding that same day. So when I say same day, it kind of went from the 9th into the 10th.
10th, right.
So the stat C-section was called at about close to midnight. The surgery was over at 3 in the morning. The first conversation that Dr. St. Julian had with the couple was at about 5 in the morning, and that's when there was not total candor and disclosure at that time. The records reflect that Dr. St. Julian came in the next day and the next day after with the intention of actually telling the couple the truth. The couple reasonably didn't want to talk to her at that time, and finally, a day after she was discharged, there was a meeting that occurred 4 days after delivery where Dr. St. Julian came clean.
Just for clarity purposes, can you kind of go through the timeline of when the birth happened or the C-section?
Sure.
When they learned their baby did not make it, and then when they learned what
Okay,
actually
okay.
happened?
And all of this is in the complaint, in the facts, but
And can you step closer to the?
yeah, all of this is in the complaint and it's in the facts, but the water broke at about 10 in the morning. They were admitted into the hospital at L&D at about 10 in the morning, 10:11 in the morning. The labor continued at about 8:40 in the evening. That's when she was fully dilated and she started pushing. All of the shoulder dystocia and the failure to sin occurred from 8:40 until about midnight. At about 11:49 p.m., after Dr. St. Julian had been manipulating the head and the neck and the like, trying to get this baby delivered, that's when she finally called for the stat C-section. And they took Miss Ross from the labor and delivery suite, which is a separate room. The operating room was just right next door. So they rolled through the doors and then they proceeded and started with the C-section. The C-section, the baby was delivered at about 12:11. That's what the records show. You could go back to the complaint and just verify. But about 10 minutes after rolling the baby back there, the mother back there, the baby was delivered again.
Ooh,
Half of the baby first, and then the head a couple seconds after that. And then at 5 in the morning, after the surgery was over at 3 in the morning. At 5 in the morning, that's when Dr. St. Julian came in and gave them the misinformation.
Did your clients raise concerns during the delivery about how things were going, and did they feel like they were ignored because of their race?
The answer is an emphatic yes. There's going to be more evidence developed in this, but my clients asked for a C-section much sooner
your
than it was ever
discretion
delivered,
is
while the
advised,
baby was
Ms. Brown.
viable.
Please don't let
And
it
I
trigger
don't know
you.
if Jessica or Trayvon are willing to talk about just what the emotional impact has been like.
You know, I can tell you, we've asked them to do that. They've declined at this point. It's just too overwhelming for them. I mean, that was the plan as of yesterday, but when they were sitting in the conference room, they looked at y'all and said, we just can't do it.
Sorry, one more question. Did they feel like insurance or lack of insurance was playing into this at all in the decision not to go for a C-section sooner?
No. All right, my law partner Keith Lindsay just has conclusionary
yeah.
remarks.
Thank you, Rob.
That is
Hey,
her.
thank all of you for coming and attending this most important
I
story.
guess Isaiah.
It is as horrific as it sounds. We're happy to email copies of the complaint to each and every one of you. We'll get with our paralegal Alexis for that. And then if you have any questions or requests for interviews, contact Ryan Julison. His number is 321-377-6877. Ryan Julison, and that's JULISON @gmail.com.
But you
Again, thank you all
know,
for coming.
okay, let me see.
Yeah, let's come on.
You know, though, Korea, I guess there
Glad to see what's
wasn't,
back here. My grandfather, he wanted better for his children.
I guess there wasn't any detection of the baby having a bad heart or nothing like that, because you were you know, they hook you up to the monitors and all of that stuff, and so we know that everything was okay there. She just started the complications started, like you said, that the baby head, you know, may have been too big to pass through the canal. And last minute, you know, they rushed her next door and started to perform a C-section on her. And I guess as he's pulling, you know, and tugging away from the tummy area, you know, the head, it's still stuck in the canal. I don't know if you can push the head back in or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What's going on, Kimberly Locks? You says that, hello, Miss Pat. That's where Bookham work. What he do? No, he don't. I know you lie. I know you lie, Miss Kimberly. I know you lie. She said, you sure he knows? I know you lie. So you know he gonna have the story on this, and he was what, up in the hospital room? He did what he do? What is he, cleaning up the rooms? Come on, Miss Kimberly, you gotta give us the story. I don't mean to laugh after something, you know, of this tragic incident. And oh my darn fax machine going on and on. Okay, I'm not sure, but you had to come in here with something. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that one. I don't know. I want to know how you know all that though. But I send our prayers up to the mother and the father of the child, and we'll pray that, you know, there'll be a good outcome for her. There won't be no bumps and bruises in this journey for her. Everything should be definitely signed and sealed. A nice good envelope, you know, a nice good envelope now. And let these people go on with their healing. I think the worst thing that could happen, that I would not like to see happen, is to be battling something like this out in court. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, let's just fix this. You know, nobody wants to be up there and telling the story all about how they fell in love and they did this and they did that. You know, I don't know. Kimberly gonna have to hit this link. You can leave the camera off, or you got some TT, girl. Bring the tea, bring the hot tea. She says she's telling the truth. That's where he works as founded by a blogger. At a damn hospital. What he work, part-time? What, 2 hours a day? What? He must work part-time. Because you know you can't go over that $20,000 cap out there, because they're gonna kick your butt off the food share. So he must be part-time. 6 months on, 6 months off, 2 hours a day. He ain't pulling 20 hours a week. You can't have no food share card and full time at the hospital. No way, no way. So part-time, part-time, part-time. So, but yeah, I brought that to y'all because, you know, it was sent to me, and I was really caught up in the story of it. I've never, ever, ever, ever heard anything like that in my entire life. Another thing, do y'all know that the stats on females having C-sections picked up, I want to say around 96, 98 after that, I started hearing so many women get, you got to have a C-section. Why do y'all think that they start doing so many C-sections? You got to, one, is it cheaper? Two, is it because do you think that they find doing the cesarean on a lot of women that is not insured through, good insurance companies? What happened? Because it took a turn right around 98. And a lot of people that I know, friends or whatever, people that you just randomly hear, so and so had a baby. And it was, yeah, I had a cesarean. What? Why? Not that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it happened so much now. It happens so much. And I truly believe that if someone sits down to go look at the bulk of the statistics of birth giving from women, whatever, black or white, whatever you are, right? I'm guaranteeing you that having a cesarean section is way much higher than natural birth now. I used to think, well, maybe they had a golf tournament, or I don't know what it is, but it sure turned. It turned around. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Well, nobody has time to go through natural birth anymore. No one wants to endure epidurals or the pain or something. Is it that the women are electing to have a cesarean? Because I only thought that they do those when the baby is in harm, not just because, the size of it or things like that. I thought like, when you have complications, you say it's more money for the hospital to do it that way because what the insurance provider, pays quicker or what? Like this shit is crazy. I couldn't understand it, but it really went into a viral effect of cesareans. Oh, they get paid more. Well, that needs to be checked into. I don't know who you would actually go through to, to get that, or it's got to start becoming more of an educational process to women. Women need to know, why are you, trying to give me a C-section? I want to deliver natural, and stop falling for, you go in for your ultrasounds. Well, up until what, you're 36, 37 weeks or so, you got the doctor study telling you, oh, the baby looks fine. Baby looks fine. Okay, the head is down. Everything is positioned. You looking at the baby all up on the monitor and everything. And you're feeling, regular kicks and stuff like that at home. And you having regular hiccups, which is a good sign to pregnancy. The baby's growing, pressing down on a lot of things. But right when you get ready to go into the delivery, it's, oh, we're going to have to take the baby. Oh, there's some failure. There's a heartbeat failure, oh, we detected this, or we detected that. All of a sudden, right at the end of your freaking journey, now it's, yeah, we're going to take the baby. 37 and 1 week later, or 38 weeks, we gonna take the baby. No, we gonna deliver this one. You say no, they tell the mothers that they do, Ms. Brown. They really do. And then you have the preeclampsia, they feel like that you're not gonna get over that. They put that into play, and if you're diabetic, they put that into play. If you name it. And so I don't know. I used to just be puzzled about that because I've just heard so many people, going in for cesareans. We gonna have to have. I'm like, what? You said they get to charge you for, oh yeah, and the stay for a cesareans is what? Almost, some people stay 7 days. Some people stay 5 days, as opposed to natural birth. You only in there for a good 12 or 24 hours. They kicking you out. You got to go. Pack up your stuff. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm still resting. I was trying to take advantage of that darn child care service. I ain't gonna lie, I want to sleep for a good 3 days. I ain't ready to hold and get up and get no milk and shit. Y'all do that shit. Well, insurance paying y'all for that. Bring the baby in here during the daytime hours when I wake up, and then I'm gonna get 3 more days of this, and then I'll be ready to pack up. Nope, they be in there in 12 hours. The doctor said you're good to go. What? I don't want to go yet. I don't want to go yet. So I don't know. It's all crazy though. I don't know where Kimberly went, because she just popped in here with some news and then left. And she left. So yeah, that was a story that I had to tell y'all. And then there was another story. And of course, it's about the book. It was very disturbing, very, very disturbing. I don't know how many of you guys had heard that, but it should not be of a surprise to you, right? There is some puzzling effect going on, like how can a person be so angry or still bothered by a situation that occurred 3, 4, 5 years ago, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable that this type of guy still wants to be, carrying on this stuff. For the most part, there is about 50% of him. If you say or do anything or one of another to kaleidoscope, he wants to fight everybody battle that is not his. It's not his, but he wants to fight, fight their battle. So I guess he tells them to stand down as he stand up. I don't know. I'm like, but I heard him say some things in Scooby-Doo Live on my way home, and I just could puke. Like I can puke. And it still doesn't matter, because nothing strays the females away from hearing the way that he speaks about children. And I just can't fathom that. Maybe they look at, they have looked at it, and maybe they still are looking at it as if you throw a rock, then I'm gonna throw a rock back. And maybe they're looking at it as if when you try to swing high, I'm gonna swing higher, and I'm gonna go below the belt on you, right? That's real below that. That shit there is the most disgusting, unattractive. I don't care if it is on YouTube. It's like there's no way that as a female, when it's pertaining to the children, that you should be able to follow up behind anybody that does that at all. But they're okay. I sit and I look at some of the female profiles in the chat. A lot of them will refrain from commenting in the chat as such, and as an example like this, right? They don't say, yeah, get them and do this and yeah. You don't see that coming from a lot of the females in the chat when he's in his rare form of saying things that he says about children, so for what it's worth, I kind of give them like a pinky clap, okay, but to sit there and to hear it as he is going in on something like that, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. I didn't even know that he said that shit. I just clicked on Scooby-Doo Live, just driving home from work, and I was like, when they do this one? And maybe because I don't listen to the live all the way through, so I might miss something, because I already know that it's going to be some buffale, right? So you can pretty much just listen to 10 minutes or whatever and knows pretty much, how he's gonna run this whole commentary, right? Full of shit. But I listened to it on Scooby-Doo driving home, and I kid y'all, at the red light, I stopped, and I was like, nah, he didn't say that. And I would literally rewind Scooby-Doo's live, because I was like, what, who? And here's the thing, YouTube controls this, right? And YouTube is listening to a lot of lives out here. They have to. They have a team that does that, and the YouTube team members, after listening, or checking in on lives that, periodically that they may do so, you mean to tell me that even they don't even take it down? They don't even blacken out your freaking live, but they'll go in their guidelines. You have to check this box, I agree to this. They have their little contracts, agree to this, I won't do this, and I won't do that, and I won't do that. But for some apparent reason, there's nothing else behind YouTube guidelines to detect that violations of the guidelines are being violated, to blacken out your channel. That's the only way that is this problem literally can get fixed, So I really thought that after they make you take all of this requirements to run a YouTube channel, right, that they also have something more in depth to make sure that you are not, violating the regulations, the rules, based off of your agreement to follow. I thought that there was like some type of, I don't know, but that shit made me, I was like, what in the hell? And here's the killing part about it, right? He'll come back behind that shit like, who gonna check me? Who would want to fuck with you after that? You're like, literally, you should be checking yourself. Your sister has 12 kids under the age of 40, girl. She been busy. Somebody rocking, knocking the boots. Somebody knocking your boots, baby. Oh, Lord. Yellow said her and her sisters had 5 kids, and she told them after the 5th that the doctor was going to, you know what? I'm used to, I'm gonna say I know of a few ladies that once they reached a certain amount of babies, they was like, no, we gonna, we won't be able to have them vaginal, that they may have to start doing cesareans to her about ending time to have more children, even though she wasn't. Oh, wow. So they tried to talk her out of having more children. I don't know, y'all. This shit is crazy, I'm like, what just happened to the regular old, you rose, I rose, we're done. Like, you rose, okay, I rose, the next day you done. Like, it's disgusting. Like, that's the only level that he feels that he can fight on. Like, there's got to be another level for you. That is some straight up retarded, level that he's on. I'm like, oh my God. I'm not gonna play it for y'all. Y'all gonna have to go check it out over there, because hearing it twice is just, it makes you scratch your head. Like, how is something like this still exists? You know what I'm saying? And I know that God has his timing to deal with each and every last one of us at any given day through, being surprised or whatever, because he's mysterious God, right? So we don't know. But I'm like, if you think it and then you saying it too, oh my Lord, I don't know. And then you walk up in a church, you finna adopt 10 and hire 10 nannies. You so silly. You go right ahead. Have 10 more for me too, girl, because I know I'm so done. Done and over with. I want some me time now, baby. I want me, all of me. So I was like, now y'all can start calling, me selfish or something, talking about my family, right? Because I'm about to do me. Once Dakota finds her path, her interest, and she's not here, y'all watch me be doing the damn thing. I'm listen, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do some more filming. I'm gonna do some filming and you know, change up and do live. So, but before we go on, I am still in the process. I'm doing the bonnets. So my bonnet bitch are still coming, y'all. I have not forgotten about that. I'm waiting on the design and stuff. So then I can get them to the laboratory and get them printed up, something fun that I want to still do with you guys. There's still a whole lot of stuff that I want to do. I want to do and have fun continuously on my channel with you ladies. I do. So, and it's coming. But this summer here has worn me out. I feel like after my vacation over to Florida and back, it's like it's been nonstop. It's been nonstop. Before I know it, it'll be winter again, you guys. But I've been going and oh my God, so much, but I'm still holding my own, still holding my own. I'm still not able to style my hair. I don't know what y'all talking about. But I tried to throw some gel on the hair. Shit, this shit curl right back. It lasted for about maybe an hour, y'all. An hour. Then I went to rub on it. I'm like, what happened to my gel stuff? Y'all, the shit just curled right back up on my head. So I gotta wait before I get a new growth. I decided to start on the vitamin for the memory because I am noticing that the memory is not where it used to be. So I'm going to be starting myself on Nuivia. Nuivia. How many of y'all heard of that? I'm going to give that a try. I still take my elderbeers. As y'all notice, I have not been having no colds like that. So that's been working out. No sinus, nothing. So all right, that's okay. So that's been working out. I guess I just had to get enough berry in my system for it to start activating, you know, and keeping me healthy. But I'm like, my little bald headed ass, y'all. Even the gel don't work. The gel don't work, y'all. It don't work. So as I patiently await with the natural hair now. So, but I'm loving it. I tell y'all, I be like, shit, I get up and I just rub both my palm of my hand in there and I go on out the door. I'll be like, okay, it's cold. Be like, okay, it's cold. Yes, it's cold. So I don't know what time is it though, 10:35. I wanted to share that story with you guys. I wanted to tell you guys how disgusting it was to hear the way Bookham did on the subject about children, doesn't matter who it is, and then to turn around and say, who gonna check me? Or yeah, I said it. He even went as far back to bring back out not to bring Sean Harris back out, bring out the remix. He went to remix this whole thing about Sean Harris. I do got something to say about that though, right? Let me say this because in his commentary that I watched at work for a little bit, right? He was doing another rebuttal on Sean Harris. That was the PI, right? That allegedly was working for Mr. Kelly, right? Allegedly. And doing his own private investigating, I guess, shit for Mr. Kelly, right? Let me tell y'all, and listen close, how Bookham stories be so goddamn premeditated, fucked up. It don't make no damn sense. Okay, follow me on this. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can still hear me. Follow me on this one right here. Okay, because I guess and like I tell you, my memory kind of bad, but when I say I'm slow to speak and quick to listen, I be listening. And I'm going, well, how is that possible though, Bookham? Now, let me go back to the beginning of the story. As he brings him back out and he plays the video over again when Sean Harris did his live and he was talking about investigating the defense fund and the dollar for the king. And then Bookham went to break it down about how it all was put together, right? Well, he started it out, and he started it out with Doug Anton, and then he got a call or email or whatever via from the cousin, and the cousin thought about it'll be a more catchy if they would change, add the name, a catchy name, which came to be of the dollar for the king, right? Well, somewhere I guess Bookham was trying to tell the story that Sean was trying to attempt to investigate it by going through Doug Anton. Now, y'all remember Doug Anton, right? Because Doug Anton came out on the YouTube streets in a decree and declare up underneath Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, right? Can I get a right in the chat? So allegedly, and it's not allegedly because back then his name was actually listed on documents being part of Mr. Kelly's team. Okay, y'all need to follow me on this one, and I'm going to go slowly with it, right? Now, if Sean Harris allegedly had been contacted Doug Anton, doing an inquiry. Hi, James. Hey, Queen. Doing an inquiry on this whole defense fund team, right? Okay. And let's just say, hypothetically, that he didn't get all of the information that he wanted. According to Bookham, Doug Anton was not going to give him anything that he wanted to know as far as how much was in it, or probably, well, where was it going to go, and who started it, who's doing all of this, right? So let's just say hypothetically that he did not get that information. Sean didn't get it, right? Let's keep in mind that Doug Anton was listed on the paperwork as one of Mr. Kelly's attorney way, way, way back then, right? And he was on there shortly. He wasn't on there for a long time. I believe his name disappeared right after the whole defense fund and the dollar for the king thing kind of volcanoed out here, right? And all of a sudden, poof, his name was off of it. You didn't hear any more association about tied together with Greenberg or Doug Anton. And keep in mind that Greenberg even did his live. He did his live as it was to his surprise that he wasn't even aware of something like that being played out. Y'all remember that? Put one in the chat. If y'all remember when Greenberg came on this screen, he was like, a who, a what, a when, a where, and a how. Y'all talking about the Doug Anton that I know? Well, how is it like everybody when you guys came out? How is it that Greenberg, who was Mr. Kelly's main attorney, right? He was the main attorney back then, right? How is it that he wasn't aware that a situation like this was jumping off? The main attorney. One of the main questions that I believe came out here was, why did the defense fund start with Bookham and Doug Anton and not the main attorney? But once Greenberg got whiff of what actually was going on and going down, you got to keep in mind, Doug Anton is an attorney. Greenberg is his friend. Greenberg ain't finna take his damn friend out. No. So you know what? We're going to have to whitewash this and make this shit go away. I think that, and in my opinion, that's kind of what Greenberg did. Now, we're going to have to take you on off of the documents, and you can't be doing nothing for R. Kelly now, because I don't know what this shit is that y'all done did, but this shit can get fucked up, is what I'm thinking that Greenberg was thinking, right? This is just me hypothetically speaking. So now, fast forward, he comes out, Bookham does. Oh, they weren't friends. But he listed him as somebody recruited these people in here. Okay. Okay. So in the middle of the story that Bookham comes and tells on his live, that Sean was probing, here and there, and that he is also one of the reasons why Mr. Kelly ended up in the situation that he's in. He didn't blame some of everybody. He don't even know who to blame. Instead of all of those, what do you call these people? Jane Does that sat on a freaking stand against this man. He called out everybody else that done to something allegedly crooked and crazy that had any participation on Mr. Kelly getting locked up or indicted, instead of the females who all took stand. All the people took stand. He just talks about it, read the story on it, and tell you what's happening and gonna go down in the court, but he never finds much fault in those women to bring out to the public. Not much at all. You literally have to do a minor attack on him for him to come at you. Other than that, you good to go. You in the safe zone. He ain't gonna bother. You can do whatever you want to do to Mr. Kelly as long as you don't attack him. Then you good. I mean, like, this shit is crazy. So when he was playing Sean Harris, right, and then he was implicating that Sean was trying, get whatever he needed from, oh girl, did he, wait a minute, not Blank Becker, because she coming up in this there too, right? So being that Doug was listed on documents, legal documents, notifying that the courts that he was part of, Mr. Kelly's team at that time, right? Now, you got Sean Harris, who allegedly, says that he was doing some private investigation work. Now you got Bookham, who comes on the live and puts up everything he can find, breaking down Sean Harris' career. Let's put it that way. Let's put it, his career. Hey, he's a Navy SEAL, he's this, oh, he's at the lowest of the totem pole, he's this, all fucking irrelevant, pulling out this whole man's background, right? And I believe we did a live over here, right? When you put up, who was it? Don Russell's background, education, career status, and dealing with other people in public interest out there. And then we put up, Bookham resume. And I don't even if I was him, I wouldn't even try to demolish anybody's resume right now. Because we all know what's in his resume, right? I got to find that document. I ain't seen that in a long time, right? And I was like, how dare you go after what this man has done to try to prove, I don't know, for what, that he's not a commissioner. He went all as far as he's not a commissioner. Now, with that being said, you can tell your community all you want to of how much that man is not a first commissioner, or he didn't do this and he didn't do that, right? Here's the puzzling part. There is some years up underneath his belt, right? Sean Harris, because I read it. But to Bookham, all that shit may not be true, okay? But there's also a video with him appearing in the court, having some dispute going on with a couple of, that's the white people. You can't sit here and tell me that the white people, that Bookham then outsmarted the white people and then dug up all of this shit to expose it. Do you know if none of that shit in that man's black and white paperwork was not true, them white folks would have been the first to use that shit to expose that damn man? Do you know, since Doug Anton is an attorney, whether he's entertainment attorney or whatever, had he felt that there was some crooked ass shit or whatever going on with the Sean Harris, that he actually had more resources than Bookham can ever probably freaking have to have uh, Sean Harris exposed or investigated him goddamn self and possibly led to a damn arrest. The shit just, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is this boy? They keep telling this damn stories too. Like who? Now let's jump to Nicole Blank Becker because it throws her up in there too, because now he wants to put them all, merge Nicole in together with the X, Y, and Z family up there, and all them did whatever they was doing or whatever to, Miss Kelly. Now, first of all, I'm going to have to say this because Mr. Kelly accepted Nicole Blank Becker on his team. You cannot, in no shape, form, or fashion, be that damn naive without, sitting down your attorneys and having a thorough interview with them, learning about where they work, who they work with, how they work with them, and X, Y, and Z, right? X, Y, and Z. But due to the fact that this was Mr. Kelly and probably desperate and dire need to have him and big attorney, team on board for him, the red flags got missed there, I guess, but baby, this whole thing with Sean Harris, it didn't have to wait until Bookham to expose him. It didn't have to wait there. If the man was as crooked as Bookham is trying to paint him, or if his career is just such a waste of freaking time, and if Bookham don't approve of his career status, right? What about the white man who he was standing in the courthouse with? And you mean tell me none of them people, none of those people were capable of digging up his background and exposing him not only on YouTube, those people that he was around had leverage to actually get his ass exposed out on the main media stream. If they choose to do so, he was around some big ass people. Sean Harris has a whole video, I think Randa showed it one time, right? Well, he's got them out there doing some escort or whatever for Beyonce. How many of y'all watched that live when Randa showed it? I've seen Beyonce. I'm watching him. He's standing out there doing whatever security or whatever to get her. I ain't seen Bookham do no shit like that. I seen him stand outside a goddamn Sprinter with 2 bags of chicken drummies or some shit. That what I seen. Yeah, he dragged the sisters too. Yeah, he dragged the sisters too. Still trying to push this whole story about this goddamn defense fund and shit like that. I'm just saying. And then he really, if y'all listen to his live, did you listen to how he turned the heat up? First of all, he got a phone call coming in from Sean Harris, right? But it's in voicemail. So Sean is assuming that he's talking to, somebody. Then all of a sudden, he's laughing. Like, what? So then it appears that he's finally answering a call from Sean. And he seems to think that he's very expertise in a certain area as flipping the switch, right? He likes to flip the switch and turn it into he's doing the interrogation, right? He does that when he feels that you're not giving him exactly what he wants. See, he wanted Sean Harris to do more explaining about what he knew and how he knew pertaining to this defense fund thing, right? Pertaining to these letters allegedly that he was supposed to have been writing to Mr. Kelly. So he wanted to come across of doing some corrections on Sean by arguing with Sean about, nope, it wasn't in August, it wasn't in August. But the fact still remains that I guess he's saying that he attempted to write letters. Now, here's another error that he makes in as a bad mistake in his story. He's blaming Sean Harris, right, for intercepting jail mail. I'm waiting on some type of response from that. If Sean remotely even had that type of power and knowledge to go in there and wait for jail mail to come in and stand there all fucking day to have these jail sorter, mail sorting people who work up in there, which is usually who? The correctional officers, right? Because it ain't no goddamn inmates. The correctional officers assigned to that shit. What did he do? Send a kite in and say, hey, I need y'all to be watching out for a Dan and Ted's Jackson envelope. What in the fuck? Even if he had done that, Booker, let's just say that he done that. Don't you know that there should have been probable cause now for a PI to be having some investigation done on him and possibly indicted, because this was through a federal system, right? Indicted, first of all, off of Mr. Kelly never receiving his fucking mail, especially if he knows that he's expecting letters from your ass. You mean to tell me that you ain't getting no phone calls, or you ain't called your boy, your daddy? You ain't called your pops up and say, hey, are you not getting my letters? Your pops should have replied, nah, son, I ain't seen no letters in here for you. See, and then now, if you have the proof that you've been sending them, right? Now, Mr. Kelly writes out his formal paperwork that goes down to say, hey, I'm missing mail. I got people saying that they mailing it to me. I need to know why I'm not getting it. So if you're not getting it, or Mr. Kelly did not receive it, and you know for a fact that Sean has been stealing your letters, just yours, and nobody else is out here with no damn complaint. Sean Harris, you need your hand spanked. You gonna have to explain to us why the hell you was only in there just looking for a Dentez and Jackson goddamn letters. That's what we want to know. But anyway, let's carry on. Mr. Kelly has to start that investigation for you. Mr. Kelly needs to fill out the proper paperwork saying that he's not getting his mail from his son, and then they will check into it. Now, once they check into it, and if they decide to, right, and his attorneys will push this forward and all that stuff, Book, do you know that they can set the cameras up and catch Sean Harris cold red-handed right there? So somewhere, Bookham, you should be able, since you got that status quo, you the shit, you can get what you want. Why don't you go have them pull the goddamn cameras in the mailroom? You is something else, boy. You something else. I swear to God, you something else, boy. You crack me up every goddamn time you try to tell your stories. I'm starting to think that you need to go have media takeout, write your shit up before you come out to tell your shit. Cause your shit be fucked up, but your shit be fucked up. You've been taking my letters, Sean. I know you. How one letter? What did it say? So just because Sean threw your ass a fluky and said August, he got your ass because you over there. Nope, nope. It wasn't in August. You not even knowing for a fact that Sean actually have a fucking letter saying August. That nigga just threw your ass a freaking birdie and your ass plucked the feather out of it and told your shit. Nope, nope, it wasn't August. Nope, 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 nope. I know Sean Harris was over there cracking the fuck up. Cracking up. See what had to happen, Bookham. This is the way I think about it. I think that you done shared your story about sending Mr. Kelly some damn letter and somebody that told Sean, and Sean came on the screen to see if it'll work. If you feel and you know for a fact that Sean done took all of your letters, just your letters out the goddamn mail room. They never made it to to the prosecution. What did you send them to? To the prosecution. No, not Mr. Kelly. I'm sorry, it's back the story up. You sending these letters to the prosecution. So you mad because your letters, they all didn't make it to the prosecution? Did you want them all to go to the prosecution? What you Where was he sending his letters to, Queen? Were they going to Mr. Kelly? Or were they going to the prosecution? Or were they going to the attorney? There's only three, like, where was he? I mean, to the defense attorney. So what was he sending them to? Where was he sending them to? It don't make no damn sense. If he was sending them to the defense attorney, and the PI said he was out here doing some thorough investigation, trying to find out some things. And the defense attorneys kind of knew that he was out here, right? I mean, don't throw your hands up, Queen. Yeah, you do. You do goddamn know. You do know where them damn letters went to. Yes, you do. I ain't buying that shit. I ain't buying that shit, Queen. You know them letters at. Oh, he had a bad hissy fit, baby. He was having a bad hissy fit. And it wasn't in August. It wasn't in August, he said. He was mad as hell that Sean said it was August. Sean Harris said it was goddamn August. It was. He over there to myself. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So at least they do know, like Sean said. I mean, not he says, but he can declare and decree, right? That so you have been sending some letters over there to that prosecutor, huh? So I get I don't know, y'all. The shit was crazy as hell. But when you telling those stories, you know why he get caught up in his shit? Because he don't even answer his own who, what, when, where, and why. You have to answer those on both ends of the stick, meaning that you got to answer them for your audience. You got to pretend to be your audience because your audience is going to have the who, what, when, where, and why questions. And then when you are imposing this type of fucked up ass story out here, you're going to have to impose the who, what, when, where, and why even on yourself to make sure that your story makes goddamn sense. But he'd be so quick to tell the damn stories, he done forgot about the public gonna have some questions. The public itself, even without a degree or going to school for, is private investigators. If you got private investigators investigating in you, put a goddamn heart in the chat, because I know it's like, what? Wait a minute, hold on. Let me check. Let me check. Let me rewind this shit. Let me check this shit out. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. You say, oh, he sent him to Kelly, and Kelly probably told him to get rid of this stuff because this So, which would make sense? Which would make sense. Kelly probably done read it and got it and everything. And since Sean Harris was able to have the credentials or whatever to get in and have maybe one visit with him, Kelly probably say, yeah, sign the paperwork and say, yeah, man, take this shit off. Take these goddamn letters on back on, returning to the center. It could have played out that way. It could have played out that way. But I know one thing for sure and two things for certain, right? He ain't done shit to get Sean Harris indicted, arrested on any probable cause of mail theft or none of that shit. Why he ain't do that? If it was so damn important, where's his police report at filing against Sean Harris, walking up into a jail system or prison system in the mail fucking room, intercepting freaking mail? That's illegal. Why he ain't did nothing about it? Why he ain't did nothing about it? Why haven't he did nothing about it? Do you know how much you listen? Even Cannon as an attorney, they have to report shit like that. Ain't nothing in the paperwork saying nothing about an alleged PI by the name of Sean Harris walked up into the jail mail room and stole all of Dan and Tansy Jack's freaking mail. None. Where's that story at? Stealing out the mail room. Are you kidding me? That shit don't work like that. What the hell, Sean Harris walked out of there with a big Santa Claus bag full of letters? Or was it just one letter? I'm like, this boy, no, he is something else. And y'all don't understand why I be laughing. You feel me, sir? But I be laughing my butt off. I'm like, what the hell? You ain't even got to drink a glass of Snoop fucking with Bookham. Because his shit, you just got a natural goddamn laugh behind that shit. I don't need shit induced in me. He wouldn't even know how to but he ain't even talking about anybody else mail get anybody else letters got intercepted. You don't hear nothing about that. It's only his shit. How, but like, what did Bookham seeing then? Pink envelopes and shit? How was he able to distinguish between his damn envelope and all the other same envelopes coming through? How? This shit was funny as hell. Like, did he tell somebody, yeah, I sent mine in a different envelope, so I know it's gonna get there quicker. And then whoever he told, he'd have told Sean, look out for that, the one that got the red, the yellow, and the green on it. And he kind of did a little heart design up in the corner. Yeah, those are his. Like, who gave Bookham up, y'all? Who did that shit? Who did it? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. The stories are far-fetched, girl. So ridiculous. I'm like, what? Sean Harris got in the mailroom, all them cameras everywhere, and talked all of those correctional officers into watching for your letter, and he just walked out the door. Oh my goodness. What a man that I need his damn, oh my goodness. That's some terrible shit. That's terrible. See, what you could have did, Bookham, to avoid all that. You should have just got the letter over to Kenny. And you should have got the letter through with Doug. What would that? Doug finally got in after the COVID season. You was flying in and out of Chicago. You could say, hey, what, Doug, take this letter in. He gonna put it in his briefcase. You know, they don't search the briefcase. They just gotta send it through the gun control metal detector. That's all. Your letter would have got in that way. It would have got Mr. Kelly probably in a lot of trouble, but hey, I mean, for you, Kelly probably wouldn't mind getting in trouble. Your pops would have took one for the team. Yeah, bring on in. That's my son. He put some cologne on it. What kind? What kind, Shannon? What kind? Talking about some nigga, you remember when we used to wear this? Man, we used to wear this all the time. Don't forget to sniff on the backside. Doug was gone by the end of 2020. Some Old Spice. You can't put Old Spice on there, Reba. That shit, you can't use Brute either. Man, you can smell that shit 4 miles away. Them the two right there you can't put on there. That he gonna get caught immediately. That shit lingers in the air for 48 hours. I'm like, damn. Those are the 2 longest smelling clothes I've ever smelled. Oh, and the other one. What, not Whitewater. What was another one they used to make too? Boy, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Jesus, this cologne lasts. You could take 4 showers and it's still on you. Wild turkey. Oh my God. Y'all silly. Y'all so silly. Javan. Y'all so stupid. Y'all silly. I can't do y'all too long. Y'all have me over here crying. I'm just saying, that was his whole story, replaying Sean Harris as the, PI, right? As the PI. They silly, Shelley. Shelley, they silly. I got to be around a fun crowd, though. I ain't lying. I loves me a fun crowd. No harm done, but I'm just saying, y'all. I was listening to this story like he literally knows how to make beef for him. He has no problem doing so. None at all. None. Oh, Mr. Kelly ain't never talked to you, or you ain't never got in there, and you ain't. He's just such a downer. He's a downer, like, oh. And he's only like that about everybody else, because y'all didn't put him up there. Y'all didn't keep him up there. Oh, Lord, Deja, what you doing, Deja? Boo, what's going on, my girly? She said she had to put her little cologne in. Brute and Jean Nate. I don't know Jean Nate. Oh my God. She said, ooh, let me put my eyes in the chat. Oh God. You say you've been waiting for the indictments of everyone between Harris, Randa. Girl, ain't we all? I'm telling you, he'll go viral then. He'll actually probably get over 100,000 views. Probably so. Probably will, girl. Probably so. I don't know, but I don't know. Like Rated R says, all talk, no gas. Ain't that what his thing is? All talk, no gas, girl. Like this nigga here. But I'm like, that's a major crime. That's a major crime. Love you back, girl. That's a major crime. And he did nothing about it but talked about it. I know that Mr. Kelly ain't getting my dang on stuff or whatever, and it's getting intercepted by somebody, and that's a criminal offense. Like, what you gonna do? Just keep sitting on your damn thumb, twiddling it up in your ass? He don't do shit. Nothing. Ain't nowhere in the world he should have had any stuttering going on reading Sean Harris' resume, trying to make it some errors up in that man's resume when he ain't even fixed his resume that clearly says will work because I'm a fruity tootie. His resume says that. His resume says that he is open and available for any parts dealing with the LGBTQ movement. It's in the paperwork. I read it. I read that shit. I did. And I was like, how you have the audacity to read this man's stuff? And then he turned around and said, oh Lord, y'all, because he is PI qualified too. He says that he got all his credentials and everything, that he needs to be a private investigator, but that just wasn't really like for him. But he could do it anytime he wanted to do so. I was like, nigga, first you got Bruce trying to get down there to see his brother and on the visitor list. Now you got this. I've been had mine. When did you get him? He ain't been there that damn long. When did you get him? 2 days after he got there? Did you already call ahead of time before they even put R. Kelly in the car from the goddamn New York? When the hell you get the shit? He did. He got the speedy process of on the visitors list. Now PI, who has his PI license to do whatever. Now you a PI. Then you got Chris over at the post office, that a postmaster that don't fucking exist. Now you work for the post office. You are boy, you is something else. You something else. You like one of them old habitual liars. And I know somebody like that. I know somebody like that. You bought a lawnmower last week. He gonna come. Oh, I had that lawnmower for a month. I just ain't used it yet, but it's over at my sister's house. So ain't no way of him proving that he got Oh shit. As he should. I'm just saying, Shelly. I'm just saying. You know somebody like that, right? You got a new shirt yesterday. Hey, girl, I got one just like that. You ain't never seen her in. Yep, he Jake from State Farm. Yep, Jake from State Farm. He didn't call everybody. He said, oh, you mess with, what did he say? He told Scooby-Doo, oh, you're doing an investigation in the interrogation room, telling on somebody, like you talking to the police. How many of y'all just heard that boy on the phone calling the police? Put a one in the chat. Because I know I heard it. I heard him call the police. And then on the phone call about Mr. Harris, right, when he was calling and he talked to some lady. No, that was Scooby-Doo. He was talking to some damn lady, and the lady over there like, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, he was, y'all. The way that he changes up his voice, he sound like Sally, the receptionist at AT&T, when he call these people up. When he call these people up, he like on his tippy toes, like Tinkerbell. Well, yes, yeah. Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I was just calling because, let me see. What was his whole, let me tell you. I got to go back some. Hold on, because I got to go find it. I got to put it in my ear. You said, did I see the article? Yeah, we did that, Shannon. You were late. Y'all throw some tomatoes at Shannon. Hurry up. Tomato Shannon in the chat. I love you dearly, but you about to get tomato right now. All my women in the chat, throw some tomatoes at Shannon and tell him we did that shit. Tell him we did that. Yeah, officer, Mr. Officer. I guess. If he's an officer, Queen, then why didn't he go and arrest Sean Harris for doing illegal of retaining and intercepting his mail? Nah, you take that hat off. Let me find these tomatoes and throw them at you. Tomato Shannon in the chat, please. I'm begging you. He's got to get slammed with tomatoes, y'all. He got to tonight. And I love him dearly, but we about to hit you, bro. Did y'all talk about the hospital story? Yeah, and he starts stuttering. Yeah, he does. He can't even keep it straight. He tried, but he tried to get his stories together. But this one right here, that's for you, Shannon. We actually had a really good topic. We did show the video on it, and we done did everything. I thought it was a very interesting story, and we sent our prayers up. We did. Where were you? Where were you? Huh? Thank you, servant. Thank you, Deja. You see how these women must love you a lot, because ain't nobody hit you but me and servant and Deja. Mhm. You say, well, don't I ain't gonna hit you. No, this to my mod, honey. My mod is getting this one. He getting this work tonight. He getting that one. Asking, did we do the story? And then he go post it in the chat. Shannon, we did your story, baby. We did your story. Wait a minute, though. I said I was gonna find this one part. Hold on, I gotta find it. Because this shit was funny. Let me see. Hold on. Oh boy, it was hilarious. Let me see. Where you at? Where is you at? Okay, let me go here. Da, 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 da. Okay, let me go here. Hold on. Let me find that part where you made that phone call. Like he listens so hard to people to find an error that he think that he can manipulate and make something out of it. I don't know. Where's that phone call at? Shannon, we did that story. Rewind it. We talked about it for a long time, but go ahead. Talk about it. Oh, Shelly missed it. Okay, Shelly says she missed the story. Okay, I see. I'm caught up now. You was telling Shelly. Okay. I'm sorry. You know what I think? I think that
2019.
I think that he was.
Don't fucking send no fucking. Don't send
No.
nobody no motherfucking money.
Hey,
No PayPal, Cash App, none of that shit.
That was Drunken Larry trying to shut down the PayPal and the Cash Apps and the shit. What that phone call at?
Doing. He's taking people's stuff. He's damn sure studying prima donna. He's damn sure studying me. He's damn sure studying Big Bob. He damn sure studies Larry.
Whatever, Shannon.
He damn sure studied Levi. And whatever.
Now, let me tell y'all what Annie booked him for these last couple of days, right? Let's see if y'all can remember. Let me see if y'all been paying attention. You know what Annie him up? Y'all gotta say what, pal? Let me tell y'all what got his underwear all big on him for this week. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Say why, pal? Yep, I'm gonna tell y'all my allegedly why. Child. See, this what had happened. Say what, pal? Say what, pal? Say what, girl? What? What you got? Thank you, Shannon. This what had happened. When that darn cousin came out a couple of days ago on another live, cousin implied to the person that he was speaking about, right? Well, he knew for a fact and woo, cause my nephew Dana, and that's what did it. That's what did it. He got affirmation. He had to be listening in. He was listening in the bushes. But when he heard the acknowledgement come out of the cousin mouth, he was like, yes. He got turned on. He got turned up. He's turned up. Because now he still feels that, even though I done cussed my cousin out, I mean my Uncle Levi out, and I heard him call me nephew. That was so heartwarming. That my nephew Dana, that's what he called him. He did. Right. That's all he needed to know. Even after Bookham done cussed Levi out. Even though Bookham sat over there and said he ain't the cousin. He done did a whole bunch of shit to the cousin. A whole bunch of shit. But the cousin took one for the team and decided to say, you know what? If I call him out without him being present, I know he listening somewhere, or he'll probably watch and catch the replay. He will hear me call him nephew. And that's all I got to do. Because if I say nephew, that's going to be the key to open the door again and start up Bookham's engine all over again. What was Bookham last 2 goddamn lives, y'all? What was his last 2 lives? Because those 2 lives was done after he was called nephew again. He was happy to hear, hey, Sheila, love. He was happy to hear that shit. He was happy. That way, with a strategic ass moves that the cousin has, he doesn't have to be out here fighting dirty as much as he probably would like to with Scooby-Doo. He knows that it's easy to crank up that big old Escalade over there, and he gonna take care of it. And that's how all this shit fell down right now with the last 2 lives that he done pumped out here. Yeah. Nephew, he gave him his ribbon back. Sure it is. Yeah. You ain't heard that cousin call that boy a nephew on the last 3, 4 damn lives that he done did. You ain't heard it one time. I'm just saying. Have you heard him? Have you heard him acknowledge nephew in the last couple of lives that he did? He ain't called nephew up on the panels or nothing. Nothing. But when he went over to have that conveying going on with 312 over there, right? And it was somewhat about the Scooby-Doo, he threw out the nephew. That's fucked up, boys. You got strategic motherfucking moves out here. Strategic to the motherfucker. And guess what happened? Old Bookham boy took it on from there. Cousin can go and lay his head back in the back of his palm of his hands and drink on his yak now. Because now a whole freaking circle of debate now, and he showed up at the airport, and now he back beefing and loud again over there with the Scooby-Doo boy. Yeah, because he doesn't have to do it. Cousin is strategic. Yeah, he's using it. And nephew took the bait. Oh, he bit that shit because he was so happy now. his little nipples on his triple C tits got hard as fuck. He's like, yes, this nigga called me nephew. I know we good, nigga. We ain't gonna never fall out, even though I done talk shit about you, even though I done said all this shit, and I know we good. They gotta keep one another close, some kind of way. He was trying to get her to fold. Oh, I hate that damn heart is in the way, but she didn't. Yeah, he did, you know, and she didn't want to get in there. He was setting the quicksand. He was definitely trying to put the quicksand together. He was, and determined to make something. As what 312 didn't feel like that there was nothing to make something out of. And she kept saying, I don't know how many times she kept saying, that was not around my time. She said that I'm not going to be held accountable for that, or whatever accusations that he was trying to develop. She said no, but he kept going. He did like what he did on the other show with Travis. See, sometimes some people think that they can just keep rephrasing some shit, and that's part of manipulation. I'm going to be manipulative until you bite in. Or I don't care how many angles that I got to keep changing this statement up. I'm going to keep rearranging my verbs and my nouns until I can get what I want out of you. But she didn't fall till she ended up saying deuces on his ass. You know, like, shit, I don't even fuck with you anyway. So my little 10 minutes with your ass is over. I was like, damn, that was the end of that shit. So he went on to continue to talk about, you know, he felt that they were attacked. They were attacked and threatened before the whole protest or the walk for chaos or whatever you felt you did down there for Mr. County. He felt that they were attacked first. I remember the live that we did after. It was after the walk for chaos. One of them was pertaining to Sharon Winbush. I was disarrayed. I was dismayed. Like, what? She came right on out the gate, shitting on a goddamn walk. So I have that live. And after that, I also have the live coming back talking about how the hell could you say those type of things, Levi, cousin? Aren't you? I have that one too. So that was really after. It was after all that. It was after. It wasn't before. So I have to say that during the walk for Kels, he was there. He wasn't in no fight and arguing with none of them. I remember the video where he did say, you know, oh, y'all ain't gonna have no walk today. We was out walking like, who the fuck? Yes, the fuck we is. I remember that. And I remember where a lot of stuff just started kicking off pretty much after, you know, right around the time, I think, when Trent, you know, was took the money from Drunken Larry, took that $100. Maybe it was $100. I don't know how much exactly it was, so I shouldn't say that. But it was a cash app. That's when all hell fucking broke loose too. Right around that time. You know, right after that one. It was like better to bing, better to bang, pretty much. So I don't know. Shit was crazy, but you know, she walked away from it, you know, so shout out to her. She walked away from it now. Did some goddamn, you know, entrapment, manipulative, entrapment ass shit. Stop trying to rearrange the goddamn question up to fit what you want it to fit. Sometimes you should only have to answer someone once when you know that you are politically and logically correct. If I said no, it's just no. Don't keep, you know, like a little kid and your child want to go to the candy store and you just said no, but steady coming back, want to tell you, well, Felicia said she'll walk with me. No. Yeah, but I mean, we coming right back. No, Steady wants to be convincing and changing shit up to get you to just say, well, okay, I'll give in. She didn't do that. She held her shit. So yeah. Yeah. You say you remember, Queen? Yeah. Yeah, I had to turn that. I did. I was just shocked. Here we are. We got mega people down there from everywhere, everywhere. And you come back on YouTube and you think that you did the best that you could. You gave it all you got. We walking the hell out them fucking streets and the signs and people are screaming. Everybody's getting along. Ain't no nothing, was nothing wrong. But you come back on YouTube and you look forward to, his other supporters saying, good job, good job. That didn't happen when we came back out here on YouTube. We got a rebuttal back from Sharon Winbush, which, we weren't trying to appease or please these people. Oh, thank you, Ladre, and thank you again. And you know what I'm talking about because I do not call out the names at all, Ladrea. So, but thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, yeah, and it was like, I saw Sharon and I was like, whoa, I had to come back on a live for that. Like, what part do y'all not recognize that we're doing this on the basis of we thought that everybody was out here to support R. Kelly? That's why I did it. I was like, well, okay, well, let's kick something off. Let's unite. Then turn around, click over there. Then he over there, the other guy, cousin, talking about he over his dead body. Like, what the hell is going on here? And it just kind of escalated from there. It just triggered from there. It's like, this is some hideous shit. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Yeah, exactly, Queen. Done. Done, 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 done. This ain't what they want. Hey, beautiful sister up there, Ro, I see you. This ain't what they wanted. So after that, everybody just made it hard for everybody to trust, believe. They made it so difficult. One reason what made it difficult for me is because I couldn't understand why is it just only in this community that these people were attacking each other to this level. Like, why just here? If I go on Facebook and I look on, what is it, the R. Kelly song, it's like a bunch of support groups over there, right? Nobody's fighting nobody. Their names over there, it's not drawn into the shit that was going back and forth over here. You didn't see this shit. So now it made me like, who are all these people? What are all of their goddamn connections here? Something ain't right over here. And after that, Queen, I was like, you know what? If you don't get your black ass back to work and make your money and go ahead on and take care of your kids and your dog and do what you do and leave this shit here for the goddamn birds. This shit here is in his attorney's hands. Not bagging off from the way that I choose to support Mr. Kelly. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But the bigger job has to be handled now by the bigger person that is eligible, knowledgeable, qualified, and been hired to do so. That's just that. That's just that. Ain't nowhere in the world I'd have been out here putting all my focus on a cousin or a nephew or a mentee and none of that shit. I ain't come out here for that. I ain't come out here for that. I had no provision of saying, oh, shout out to the cousin. Who the fuck is the cousin? I don't know damn cousin. I only know the man that I came out here for. I didn't want to know. Didn't want to know no goddamn mentee. What the fuck are you gonna do? And it would have been nice to know that they were the group of people that develop a much more closer relations with Mr. Kelly that actually had fucking money to help him, that had something to hire his fucking attorneys, that have had his back, meaning that you're the ones at every court appearances and taking fucking notes and all of that shit. They didn't do none of that. There was a whole bunch of other strangers in Mr. Kelly support group that was doing that and took fucking hits for it. They took hits. I don't know Dottie, and I never met Dottie. Or she's sitting there taking freaking notes every freaking day, bringing it back to the YouTube. But yet then you'll have the mentee who was over there stirring the pot with her. I was like, then what the fuck what did she do? I think it was he start the story based on allegations of her scamming too or some shit. Everybody, he went through all that scamming on everybody. I was like, but she's doing a good job. She's getting the message out. Why her? I could not understand that at all. I couldn't. Choke no joke. You know, it was his time. He went out over there to the mansion. And what did he do? Hell, when he saw Sylvia show up with Choke no joke, all hell broke loose on that. It was time to throw the tomatoes at that. I can't believe she out there, she scammed, and everything was a scamming thing. And he ain't proved nothing about the scamming based on pretty much nothing. And if he has his qualifications or his badge or whatever, and what these alleged scammers that he has done made out of, why he ain't arrest nobody? He ain't arrest no damn body. Not damn nobody. Now either that goddamn plastic badge is some good or it ain't. Which one is it? Which one is it? Hell, he still ain't even got his $200 from Choke No Joke. Somebody called Choke No Joke and got asking when he gonna pay, book him his goddamn money. A long road, Yellow. A long, long, long one, girl. Woo, child. Along with some of it, very entertaining, laughable. Some of it, yes, gonna make you angry. You get livid behind it because you know we don't like what each other is saying. But after me watching so much of it, do I or have I ever felt that there was any reason for anybody to have, probable causes, to bring the police in any of this stuff? I don't. I just don't. Everybody out here's got that long-winded ass mouth. Everybody has it. So it's like, just fight your battle with your mouth, because the truth of the matter is, are you going to really come out and do bodily harm to somebody to get yourself in trouble at 50, at 63, at 45, the 4-5 kids at home, your wife at work, or your dog still waiting on you? You finna go come out here and get them goddamn silver links clicked on your ass for what? Who wants a police record dealing with some goddamn virtual world called YouTube? Who? But a lot of people couldn't handle it. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the police. Crazy as hell. It's crazy as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I went into a total shock after I seen that the police went, what? Police? Oh, hell no. Hell no. You don't even want the police to come to your own damn house if a neighbor call them on you, but I already see how this shit works. I don't know. And it's still a lot longer to go. But now we know that since everybody's shield has been unrevealed, now you can just laugh at this shit. Ain't no more hiding on this shit. Ain't no more, there's no more new entries of people. You don't have anybody else new. All the faces been out here now. All of them are out. So the only thing that you could do now, because the guessing game should be over with, right? It should just be shits and giggles now. Yeah, over people you don't know. Don't even meet. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna do that. I was like, damn. I thought that we were joking and shit, man. I thought we was just clapping back. Nope. Going to jail. You going to jail. It ain't even, you think about Bookham's life, hell, it ain't gonna do no good calling them pretty much on him because hell, his life already ups and down. He ain't got no straight life going on, allegedly. No, Sheila, we just reminiscing. I'm not talking about a current event right now. We're just reminiscing. That's all. Mm-mm. We're just reminiscing, girl. This shit is old, old. But I'm just saying, I believe that he did attempt to do an accusation even on Dottie. And Dottie sitting there with a notepad and pencil and pen every day and bringing that shit back to YouTube strong, y'all, strong. And yet then you had a mentee and a cousin who ain't shared with you one goddamn note with a crayon. Not one note with a crayon. When you put the respect on it, right? And you put this shit on a scale, put it on a scale. You got Dottie in the courtroom every day, pencil and paper, getting carpetana in the wrist, and probably running out of ink and come back putting this shit down A1 to all of these people out here. All of the information that Dottie came back with most of the time, right? Those people over there who is getting clout and everything that you can think of under the sun didn't even do that. So had I put them on, if I needed to put them on a scale, I have to roll with Dottie. I don't care that she's not akin to him or never dated him or don't know nothing about him. That's not what was important. What seemed to be important is that you know him and y'all don't know him and I'm related to him. That shit is so goddamn irrelevant because that shit right there did not give you the facts about what was going on inside that courtroom. They were not giving people that. But they rather hear or hang around and be I'm the cousin or because I'm the mentee or I'm the who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? What do you got for the community? What was said in the courtroom? Not no coming down here to myself and he gonna be out for Valentine's Day. What part of that in the paperwork that Dottie was reading that anybody heard? 'Cause I didn't hear that shit. I ain't hear that. Oh, y'all gonna be okay. That's what's up, T. Jones. That's what's up. Bring that work. Bring that work. And thank you for the happy belated birthday. I appreciate that. Bring that work. Ain't nothing, there was nothing in that paperwork that said anything about no being released on Valentine's. But he gonna get me, he coming home for Valentine's Day. When, nigga? Valentine's Day what? 2032? When? Because you saying that was not going to get him up out of there on no Valentine's Day when you got hundreds of people out here that knows the process of the court system. Everybody knew the process. Everybody knew. I ain't read none. I mean, I didn't hear anything out of Dottie's reading or Sylvia's reading coming from no courtroom at all saying anything about the cousin is planning on releasing his cousin on Valentine's Day. He gonna be home by Christmas. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you can't be mad at the people. We all live some type of era in our lives where we become naive. We like to hear how certain people talk. We like to dream based off of what people have thrown at you as one of their perceptions. And if your thoughts are equivalent to the way that they're thinking, then you ride with it, every holiday. You ride with it, because it's hopeful thoughts. And and to people, they'll set their mind frame into thinking, oh, okay, well, that's positive thinking. Even though that's some bullshit, we know it's some bullshit, but that's the, and the most that I've seen him literally do out here was entertain. I guess I've been entertained in a whole freaking accusations, allegations of a terroristical a crew out here. He did that way more than free. I get it. He grown ass man. Like, how you get yourself all caught up in who the fuck cares what that goddamn a person would say? It's how you handle the situation. It's how you handle that situation. And nobody should be able to trigger you on that. Now, because I'm getting ready to go, I don't know how many of y'all checked out my community post on my last post, which was, do y'all recollect? Have you visited? I asked you guys to, take some time, and because I like posting on the community, and check out the community. And I'm going to pay, since most of you guys haven't, because there's only 4 likes on there, and there should be way more likes on that subject of the 5 laws of stupidity. And in case you have not checked it out, I'm going to leave you guys tonight with this, because this applies to, oh my God, this applies to the people that you guys are aware of that took a lot of time out calling a whole bunch of people stupid, okay? Or that person over there is beneath my level. I don't talk to people like that. And all, you didn't heard all kind of antidotes. You didn't heard it all. You didn't heard it all. So I want y'all to listen to this, and I'll come back before we leave and tell you guys to have a good night. But listen to the 5 laws of stupidity.
Is for finding freedom in an unfree world. Visit thevoluntarylife.com to connect
God
with the show and
damn
hear all
nerves. There's people out here that studies that type of shit.
Hi, it's Jake here. Welcome to The Voluntary Life. This week I want to share with you a very interesting idea that comes from an article called The 5 Laws of Stupidity.
Can I get a disclaimer in the chat, Shannon, because I want to post this up. I want to share this live with you guys.
Are the most dangerous people on the planet, and also about how easy it is to mistake
shout out
stupidity for
to
other things.
TBL podcast.
Underestimates the danger and impact that stupid people have on everyone else. This is an article that was written by an Italian economic historian, a guy called Carlo M. Cipolla. He wrote this article in the 1970s, and he died in the late 90s. And there's very little information about this guy online, apart from the fact that he wrote this article. But I found it a very thought-provoking article. It's one of those articles that is written in a slightly humorous way. So the kind of way where the author could potentially claim that this was just them joking, but actually you can tell that he's making a serious point in the article as well. And I'll put a link in the show notes to the article so you can read it yourself. But I want to share with you the ideas in this article. So in the article, Carlo Cipolla puts forward this theory of stupidity. And he puts it forward as 5 laws. So I'll explain each of the laws, and then I'll finish by giving some of my own thoughts on the ideas. The first law of stupidity is that everyone underestimates the number of stupid people. And the idea here is that no matter how many idiots you think you are surrounded by, you are lowballing the estimate. And his argument is the reason that you underestimate how many stupid people there are around you is because you're probably assuming that people are intelligent based on superficial and irrelevant criteria, like their job, their education level, their class, their race, whether or not they're eloquent, and other biases that you may have about assuming that if somebody is a certain way, that means they're not stupid. And he's arguing in this article that you're wrong. Those things are all irrelevant. So that brings us on to law number 2 of stupidity. And that is that the probability that a person is stupid is independent of any other characteristic. So the idea here is that every characteristic that you can imagine, whether it's gender, race, nationality, education level, income, any category you can imagine,
is uncorrelated to whether or not a person is stupid. And Cipolla even says in this article, there are stupid Nobel Prize winners. So you can't predict whether a person is stupid or not by looking at any of these other characteristics that they might have. His argument is that there are stupid people in every walk of life, in every ethnic group, gender, class, profession, income level, anything you can imagine. And he goes on to argue that there's the same proportion of stupid people in any of these categories because it's uncorrelated to any of these categories. He makes the argument that he can't tell exactly how high that proportion is because everyone underestimates it all the time. But the main point is you can't use these other criteria to determine whether or not someone is stupid. And that brings us on to law number 3. And this is his idea that a stupid person causes losses to others without gains to themselves. So he's defining stupid behavior as a social thing, and he's saying it's about whether or not you cause losses to other people without benefiting yourself. So it's a social theory of stupidity, and it means that you can still be stupid if you are very good at, for example, mathematical calculations or pattern matching or lots of other things. You could be very good at all of these things, but you're still stupid if your behavior towards others involves losses to other people without you actually gaining. So in order to explain this idea, Cipolla creates this 2x2 matrix. So you have 2 variables and 2 different possible states of each variable, which gives you 4 possible outcomes. So just to explain these variables, so one variable is, are you causing benefits to other people or are you causing losses to other people? So that's the first variable, is your impact on others. Do you benefit them or do you cause them losses? And the second variable is, for yourself, are you benefiting yourself or are you causing losses to yourself? And if you combine those two, we get 4 different outcomes. So talking them through, first of all, you have people who benefit other people and themselves. And this is the win-win outcome where your actions in the world not only benefit you, but they also benefit other people, and you are a net positive wealth generator in the world. And Cipolla calls these intelligent people. So it's a theory of intelligence based on your behavior, your social behavior. Are you engaging in win-win interactions? So that's the first one. What about the people who cause losses to other people but benefits to themselves? Well, Cipolla calls these bandits, and these are essentially criminals and thieves. If you imagine, when somebody steals, what they're doing is they're causing a loss to you and a gain to themselves. So that's the second type. And then if you imagine there's a third type, which is people who cause benefits to others and losses to themselves. And Cipolla calls these helpless people. And there are other words that I've seen used. He sometimes calls them naive people. The idea here is that this is people who get taken for a ride. They benefit other people, but at a loss to themselves. And then the fourth group is what he defines as stupid people. And these are people who cause losses to others without benefiting themselves. And his idea is that a lot of the time, they're just messing things up for other people without any particular benefit to themselves. But there are also really stupid people who not only cause losses to others, but actually harm themselves actively. So stupid people are either just messing things up for everyone else without any clear gain, or even messing things up for everyone else and actually harming themselves as well in the process. That's his theory of stupidity. That's what stupid behavior is. And of course, since this is 4 different outcomes from 2 variables, you can draw one of these 4x4 matrices that entrepreneurs love. And someone's done this. I've put it in the show notes. So you can see if you have on the x-axis loss or benefit to yourself, and on the y-axis loss or benefit to others, then in the top right-hand corner you have the intelligent people who benefit themselves and others. Then in the bottom right-hand corner you have the bandits who benefit themselves but cause losses to others. And then in the top left you have the helpless or naive people, or sometimes called hapless people, who benefit others but not themselves. And then in the bottom left quadrant you have the stupid people who harm others and harm themselves. I'll put that graphic in the show notes so you can see it. An interesting part of his law number 3 about defining stupid people is that he also assumes that stupid people are consistent in being stupid. In other words, they go through life constantly causing losses to other people without clear gain to themselves. So it's an interesting idea that he's putting forward, that this is not just one-off behavior. There are people who are basically messing the world up through their stupidity, and they're consistent about it. So law number 4 of stupidity, according to Cipolla, is the idea that non-stupid people underestimate the danger of the stupid. And his argument is that non-stupid people constantly forget that at all times and all places and under any circumstances, to deal with and or associate with stupid people always turns out to be a costly mistake. And his argument here is that everyone underestimates just how dangerous stupid people are. Intelligent people underestimate it, but so do bandits and so do helpless people. And that brings us on to law number 5. And this is the most interesting, I think. Stupid people are the most dangerous people on the planet. And as part of that law, a corollary of that is that stupid people are more dangerous than bandits. And the argument is that if you have someone who is a criminal, a bandit, who wants to gain for themselves by robbing you or by causing losses to you, that person is predictable because they are following incentives. And they may be unethical incentives, they may be doing something that is fundamentally wrong, but at least you can work out what they're likely to do because they have goals and they follow incentives. So bandits you can defend against because you can work out what a bandit might try and do to rip you off. The really dangerous thing about stupid people is that they mess things up for everyone else without clear gain to themselves. And that means they're not following incentives. They're just causing problems. So they're fundamentally unpredictable, and that makes them incredibly dangerous. Even more dangerous than the people who you would identify as the real villains in the world. Stupid people are more dangerous than villains. So that's a summary of the article. As I said, I'll put a link in the show notes if you want to read the original, and I'll put a link to that graphic showing the 4x4 matrix of stupid people versus non-stupid people. It's a very interesting article, and I found it very thought-provoking. I like the idea of defining stupidity in terms of social behavior, because I have met very highly educated people who are very eloquent and articulate, who are also stupid in the way that this article describes. And I think it's really important to bear in mind that if you walk into a room full of highly articulate, educated people, there are going to be destructively stupid people in that group. And you shouldn't assume that just because people are highly educated or articulate, that they're not stupid. And by the same token, if you walk into a room of people who are ignorant, who are uneducated, you shouldn't assume that they're destructively stupid in the way that Cipolla defines in this article. Because the two are uncorrelated. You can have ignorant people who are not stupid, and you can have highly educated people who are stupid. The idea that stuck with me most in this article, that I've really been mulling over, is this idea that stupid people are the most dangerous people in the world because of their unpredictability. Cipolla argues in this article that you can't teach stupid people. You can teach ignorant people, and they can learn, but his argument is that there are people who cause havoc for everyone else regardless of learning the facts. And his basic idea is that with stupid people, they just throw a spanner in the works for everyone else, and you just basically have to avoid them. And in the end of the article, he makes some comments about what this means for society. This is where the fact that he was a historian came in. He starts talking about how much impact do stupid people have on the rise and fall of civilizations. And basically his argument is the stupid people are always there. They're not what determines things collapsing. What determines whether or not societies are able to flourish is how the non-stupid people behave. And basically, what proportion of the non-stupid people are behaving intelligently, involved in win-win interactions with each other, and what proportion of them become bandits and start doing win-lose interactions with other people. And he makes the point that once the non-stupid people stop kind of containing the impact of stupid people, everything goes to hell. So essentially, for society to thrive, his argument is you've got to keep the non-stupid people acting ethically, acting in an intelligent way, which is win-win. His argument is that although you have villains, or bandits as he calls them, people who are out to benefit themselves by robbing others, those people can cause enormous damage because they can lead stupid people in bad ways. Also, they can just unleash the force of stupidity, which can wreck things for everyone else. I don't think this idea is entirely foolproof. I'm still mulling it over myself, and I do see some problems with this idea. I mean, you can get down to nitpicking about, oh, well, how do you define whether a stupid person really isn't benefiting themselves? Because, I mean, you could say, for example, that a suicide bomber is doing something completely stupid because it harms other people and it also harms themselves. But then from that suicide bomber's own perspective, they obviously believe that they benefit from killing themselves. So they could have their own subjective gains in mind. And I do see some other problems with the arguments. And as I said, I get the sense that he was partly joking around by writing this article, but that he was definitely making a serious point as well. And it's one that I'm mulling over. I found it a very thought-provoking read. And I think the idea of thinking about the difference between bandits and stupid people, between people who are truly evil and out to cause harm to others in order for their own gain, thinking about the difference between them and people who just wreck things for everyone else without clear gain to themselves, that is a fascinating thing to consider, and to consider just how dangerous stupid people are. And also to think about his argument that he provocatively puts forward, that there are way more people who behave in this socially stupid way than you think. That's an interesting idea too. So I hope you found that interesting, and I hope that gives you food for thought. Don't forget to check out my books. I have 2 books that you can get on Amazon in
I thought that
paperback.
They are becoming
well
entrepreneur
put.
and job free. That's all for this week.
Study
Have a great week, and I'll be
that
back
this
next week with another episode.
guy is iterating, coming from off of what's his name, the colon, or let me see what his name is again on here. 294. This is, I guess, the volume or study that he has landed on, coming behind Dr. what is his name? Dr. Carlo Cipollone back in the 1970s. So I actually clicked on the link, found the book, and I just kind of threw it into my shopping basket right now on Amazon. But this is a great study to analyze, right? These laws and the theories of study, sociology of people, of humanity, right? But it can also be a long-term, never-ending process, because we're talking still about, dealing with the mind and the behavior of people. And it's just so hard to really put a final diagnose on what they're studying, which is stupidity of humanity, right? And there's so many different areas to look at. Like he said, stupidity can fall in every class of life that you can think of. So the play out of this, but this caught my interest. I will continue to read some of their studies to see, if things changed based on their diagnosis or synopsis of this study. But I was like, wow, and then it just caught my eye, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So again, shout out to TVL Podcast. I am now subscribed to that channel to see, and I'll wait and see. Right now it's at 60,000 subscribers, because something like this also holds my interest too as well, you guys, as well. So Y'all know what I got to do? I got to get the hell up out of here because it is 12 o'clock. I enjoy y'all kicking it once again with me over here on the One Papoose Opinionated Talk Goddamn Show. Don't forget to share the live, hit the like button. Feel free to donate whatever you like to the channel when you freaking like it. And shout out to all of my members who continue to stay members and rock with the channel. I'm gonna work on you, Mad Reba. Have a good night. Thanks for sitting through the 5 laws of stupidity with me, and Shannon and anybody else that continue to have sat in the bushes and just falling back to listen. I thank you and I appreciate it. I will see y'all soon, but I got to go.